Welcome back, South Florida. We continue to watch this pursuit. We understand that the person who is behind the wheel of what was that brown SUV seemed to have carjacked somebody and is now taking off in this darker, maybe black vehicle. And as you can see, he is speeding.
Sky 10. He appeared to have a gun, forcing somebody out of that vehicle, getting into that vehicle, and continuing on this escape route. We're trying to get an exact definition of where he is at. We're waiting to hear from our producers the location, but as you can imagine, this is a police pursuit. He is driving at a fast rate of speed down these side streets at last check in Miami-Dade County, not too far from the North River Drive area off of 21st Terrace. That's the last check we got, for those of you familiar with the area, not too far from the Dolphin Expressway either, but we're waiting to hear confirmation as this is rapidly changing. There is that driver, and we do know police are pursuing that person right there.
Clearly an increasingly dangerous situation as this person is just flying through these side streets. And this is now rush hour traffic, right? And so you can imagine he's running into a lot of situations where either at traffic lights or and we haven't seen him go onto any major expressways at all. But again, this is a rapidly growing dangerous situation. We don't know exactly who this person is or why police are chasing him. There are a lot of questions that remain to be answered right now, but he's just doing whatever he can to stay moving forward and avoid any sort of backups.
Last check, we know he was on 19th Avenue, but we saw a quick turn to the right at an intersection there. Let's zoom in. Okay, there's 19th Avenue right there. Not sure about the cross street in this location, but that driver is speeding, going so fast now in an area where there are no other cars for the moment, but coming up to these intersections rapidly and not paying attention to the traffic lights or the laws. Making another right again, taking off, and we continue to watch this based on Sky 10 and not seeing any police cars.
No, they're everywhere. He's actually driving opposite several of them. We saw some of them doing U-turns. He's coming across. Oh, okay, our camera is here. He is approaching right there in the middle of your screen right there. Just a moment ago when he made that right turn, he seemed to be passing several law enforcement vehicles who are coming the other way because he seems to be going almost in a square. Okay.
All right, let's get Sky 10 to realign with another right here. Speeding around this box truck, but once again, the location changing so rapidly, it's hard to even tell you. It looks like a side street now, no major intersections there, but there were police behind him, but there have been so many turns made by this suspect that you can see no cars behind him right now, no police cars. Looks like now he's going to make a left. We're going to keep an eye on this as this is developing. We're still waiting to hear from our producers why, in fact, this was a police pursuit to begin with, and why those cruisers were following this suspect at a high rate of speed when this all happened in the last about 20 to 30 minutes.
And as we've been watching this, there's been a couple of close calls. One was in some sort of a construction yard in which it seemed like police had this person cornered. And several of the law enforcement officials had their weapons drawn and they were sitting behind the open doors of their vehicles. But he was able to navigate through that scene past several police cars, and so now he's back on the run. And again, that was when he was driving a brown SUV. Right before we came on the air, he stopped and carjacked this black SUV from somebody. It did appear that he did have a weapon in his hand when he did that. And so now we're watching this new vehicle weave its way through all sorts of different side streets and debris.
And producers, if you're hearing from Sky 10, please let us know the location of where this driver is at. We want our viewers to know, because this is very, very dangerous. We're watching this on Sky 10 safely from the studio, but we have viewers that are leaving their homes in Miami-Dade County, and we want them to know where this driver is at. Thank you. 24th Avenue and North River Drive, and it looks like that vehicle has just gone underneath, very close to the river, underneath this bridge, and we have lost sight of him at the moment.
But as you can see, it doesn't look like there's an outlet there on the other side because there's that canal right there. And so whether or not he makes that turn and comes on out remains to be seen. And we don't see right now any other law enforcement vehicles nearby.
Okay, we're just now hearing, we have video of that carjacking we can show you, but hold on. Now we see people walking in this area, so hold off on that video of the carjacking, because if something is going to happen right here, we need to keep an eye on this. And
now it looks like several law enforcement vehicles are starting to converge on this scene right here. Oh yeah, major response. 27th Avenue overpass bridge is the specifics of this. We've already seen this person. He is armed and he is willing to take at least someone else's vehicle. And so one of the reasons the location is so important, because if you are in this area, you need to be aware. This person is armed, and police clearly desperate to find him.
And the bridge is up right now. Okay, there's all of your police vehicles, officers running in that direction. Wow, you've got a lot of officers there. And the bridge is up in that area. I'm sure they're hoping to take this suspect into custody without affecting anyone else. But this is a scary time to see a lot of people on the roads during the morning commute on a Friday morning. It's a shame we can't see closer exactly what's going on, but that driver went right underneath that bridge.
You see, it looks like that person in that red shirt there was trying to tell law enforcement officials what he is seeing. He's clearly pointing and waving. It looks like when we pan up and see part of that bridge and that overpass, it looks like you see the back half of that black vehicle that he was driving. But whether or not that person is still inside that vehicle remains to be seen, or whether or not he ran away and is now somewhere, whatever is under there, whether or not he is hiding or is able to make his way on foot around some of the areas in the neighboring area.
Well, you can see officers keeping their distance, standing safely behind cars, and the officers that have walked forward have their guns drawn. It's hard to tell if there's any communication going on with that suspect right now, but you're right, Eric, you can see that SUV right there underneath that bridge overpass. So as we continue to stay on these pictures being brought to us from Sky 10, we will hopefully see if that suspect is remaining in the vehicle or if he has left. But the fact that officers aren't moving, of course, leads us to believe that perhaps he's in the SUV right now. Looked like a door was opening on the driver's side, but it's doesn't it look like the driver's side door?
It does look like the driver's side door is open there, has been sitting open. Again, this is a dangerous situation, not only for people living in that area, but certainly for law enforcement. They want to get this guy off the streets. We're still working on details on exactly why they were pursuing him in the first place. But what we can tell you, as you can see, they've well blocked off any sort of exit there from a vehicle. He is not in a vehicle anymore, and on the other side of that bridge is water. And so there's no way for this person to drive out in any way. And now the big question is, exactly where is he hiding? Whether or not there's anything under that bridge, it looked like there were some doors as well. What kind of business or what kind of operation could be there? Right now, we don't know.
Okay, we're getting a really clear picture right now from Sky 10. The picture has definitely cleared up, so you're getting a live feed of what's happening. Officers on foot running right now. For those of you just tuning in to Local 10, wanting to know what's going on, if this is your neighborhood, we are at the 27th Avenue Overpass Bridge. This is on North River Drive. And a suspect that police are pursuing has driven a vehicle that appeared to be carjacked earlier on when we had it live for you. And that suspect appears to be under this bridge. And you can also see a chopper flying in that area. But police are surrounding this location. Here they are again, walking with their guns drawn. Those bulletproof vests are on. You can see this is a very serious situation, and they're trying to be as careful as possible, not knowing where this man may be.
And again, as we were watching this, part of the concern and the need for careful discussion is we don't want to give away any police positions. We don't want to give away any of their tactical operations here. And so we're just going to kind of watch with you and see what is happening. But it looks like they're moving around this area. That is the Miami River, by the way. That is that waterway you see right behind there on North 27th Avenue in that overpass.
It's really interesting to see the police moving into possibly that, where the bridge operator.
The drawbridge operator.
Yeah, where they're located. And the bridge has been opened to move this barge. And you can see, people stopped in the area as the bridge opened, but it looked like they were going into the small building where the bridge operator is housed. They're also on the ground right there, searching right along the Miami River. At this point, just based on what we're seeing live, it doesn't look like they have a good handle on where this suspect might be. Definitely a huge search, a huge perimeter taking place in Miami-Dade County right now along the river.
At least with the drawbridge up, we're getting a better positioning, getting a clear view on exactly what is happening there. And they've pretty well surrounded that underneath area. So the big question is, where did this person go? We don't know exactly, again, what this person was wanted for. We've been watching a pursuit for at least 30 minutes or so. We started hearing reports about it and had Sky 10 overhead as this person weaved in and out of your commute here in South Florida this morning. It is the morning rush. This person was careless and reckless as he drove through intersections along side streets, into construction zones, desperate to flee from the police. And now we know he is out of that vehicle. This person is out of the vehicle. And now the big question is where? As you can see, several boats are coming along the river there, pulling cargo. And there's got to be a massive question on where exactly this person is. Did they jump into the water or not?
It's unfortunate that when we saw that suspect drive underneath that bridge overpass, we lost visual sight of them. And we're hearing from our producers that the police may have lost a visual sight of that suspect as well, which is why they are expanding that perimeter search looking for him. Did he run off like you said? Did he head towards the river? Did he jump over that fence? Did he take off in another vehicle? This is all in question right now as police are searching in that area. Very important for our viewers to know the guns are drawn as they search for this man. And on the other side of the screen, because we're not going to let you miss anything from the live picture, but this is what we were watching on the right side of your screen when he carjacked another person, changing vehicles in the middle of traffic right there. He appears to pull a woman out of the car. He had a gun drawn. And then he takes her vehicle and continues running away from police.
That happened just in the last 15 minutes or so. And then this is where he took off and eventually ended up where we see that vehicle now. Again, this is the Miami River. That is the body of water you were watching right there. The intersection nearby, the Northwest North River Drive. And that overpass is Northwest 27th Avenue. Major intersection, Northwest 27th Avenue and the Dolphin Expressway. So this is really a major area. This is a very busy area, certainly this time of day, as people are getting their Friday morning started.
And you see the bridge is still up, so perhaps police have asked the bridge operator to keep that up as they continue their search, stop the flow of traffic in that area, which would help maybe zero in on this man that they are looking for. We have a bird's eye view with Sky 10, seeing exactly what's happening on the ground. We're watching police in their search efforts, and we certainly lost sight of this suspect when he drove underneath that bridge overpass right at 27th Avenue along the Miami River. And you can see police still walking around that area. The ones that we're zooming into, we don't see the guns drawn. We see more of a search effort. And there you see police right there at the bridge as well. It seems like they have certainly shut down that road as they continue looking for this man.
And so the traffic implications of what that may create for your Friday morning is something we will check with Nicole Perez on to see whether or not this is going to adjust how you approach your commute. But yeah, as JC said, the drawbridge is up and Northwest 27th Avenue is currently not in use as they try and find this person. So we'll get with Nicole Perez here in just a second and see whether or not there are some alternates you need to be having in the back of your mind if this is a part of your morning commute on this Friday.
Okay. We're still watching right there. All of the police gathered together, lots of different departments it appears, but gathering together, communicating about their search efforts for this suspect, trying to get him into custody. But when we watched this as it was happening over the last 30 minutes or so, definitely there was a disregard towards the traffic laws and the people involved. We just showed you that carjacking that we were able to see live as it happened on Sky 10. So right now, they are looking for a person that definitely was trying all efforts possible to get away from them, and that's definitely the case that is still happening right now.
And we've mentioned here a time or two, and I don't know if our producers have that video available, of when it appeared like this person was cornered in the last half an hour or so before he carjacked that person and switched vehicles. But he was in some sort of a construction area and was pretty clearly cornered. They had to turn around. Their officers had their weapons drawn, but he was able to escape, and it did not appear that any shots were fired at that point. But that happened in the last half an hour or so. If we can get that video cut, that would be an interesting perspective to see where we are in the terms of this search and what this person was doing midway through his escape.
And I think he was driving through flooded waters at the time, right. If that helps our producers cut that video. Driving through flooded waters, just plowing through where police were set up to try and stop him. We've also seen the Miami-Dade chopper up, also a part of the search efforts in this area, but dozens and dozens of officers on the ground, on their feet, looking in that area right by the Miami River, trying to see if this man perhaps jumped over that fence, jumped in the water, is somewhere in that warehouse division, worst case scenario, where people are living in that neighborhood. This is a scary situation while this guy is still on the run. and police have not captured him. If you live in this area, we just showed you, this is the Miami River. The exact location is the 27th Avenue. That's where the bridge is. The bridge is being kept up in the upright position. But if you live right along North River Drive, just please be aware. Stay in your homes right now. Do not walk outside. Do not try and peek out your window to see what's going on. Keep Channel 10 on, but try and safely have all your doors and windows locked so that you can protect yourself, your family, your children until this man is caught.
Let's give you some more landmarks there, because there are some in this area. JC had mentioned sort of the exact cross streets we're talking about. Nearby streets: Northwest 26th Avenue, Northwest 25th Avenue, all those to the east of that bridge. And of course, Northwest 20th Avenue, Northwest, also Northwest North River Drive, extends to the Westport. El Palacio de los Jugos is over there. There are some car dealerships over there. And so, again, if you're watching us from one of these areas, you need to be vigilant on what is happening and aware, and make sure that you are staying inside your homes, at least at this point, because police certainly are expanding their search as this person is out of the vehicle. And the big question is, where is he?
Well, you see that chopper, that Miami-Dade police chopper, keeps circling the area. You see the bridge. This is your bridge over the Miami River there at 27th Avenue. It is in the upright position. They have stopped traffic. There's a congregation of officers right there near the river looking to see. Of course, one of the big concerns was, did he jump in the water? We don't have the answer to that yet. There was that fence. See what they're focusing on
Yes.
right now? When he drove that carjacked vehicle underneath that bridge overpass, that was pretty much the only way he could go, towards that fence and towards the river. There we're focusing in on police with their guns drawn. I'm trying to see if that's an FBI officer. That's if we get a closer look, we'll be able to tell you. But some earlier dispatch reports had said possibly the FBI was involved in this pursuit, but we're waiting to confirm that for you. And when we do get confirmation, we'll bring it to you. But at this point, we did see plenty of Miami-Dade PD officers on the scene. And look at that right there on the bridge. No traffic moving. As
That is the FBI.
it's FBI. Okay, there we go. I wanted to get close enough that we could confirm it, but there you see the three letters very obviously. So we can tell you that FBI is involved in this search.
A multi-agency response all working together to try and find this person. One of the big questions is, why was this person on the run? Something that we are looking for an answer to. And as soon as we get that answer, we'll have it for you here, and we'll also bring it to you online at local10.com. You see another law enforcement official right there by his vehicle putting on what appears to be an FBI or at least a bulletproof vest. This is a heavily armed situation. These officers not only are protecting themselves with additional weaponry, but clearly many of them have that bulletproof vest on. And so this is a person they clearly believe is dangerous. We know that he is armed, and he certainly has shown a willingness to do whatever it takes to get away.